Have you ever found yourself stranded in an airport, completely alone and with no clue what to do next? That was me a few months ago. I was coming back from a long trip overseas, just wanting to get home. But, of course, things never go as planned, right? The flight got delayed. Then it got delayed again. And then another tower delay. By the time I looked at my phone, the hours were piling up. And as you can probably guess, I wasn't the only one frustrated. The terminal was packed, and the energy was. Well, it wasn't good. I remember walking to the food court, starving but not wanting to spend money on overpriced airport food. The flight crew kept saying, "We're working on it," but we didn't have any real answers. That's when I realized something. I had no idea when I was getting home. The whole airport had this weird energy about it. You know the one, the kind where everyone is just trying to pretend they're okay, but deep down, we're all on edge. And that's when the panic set in. I started thinking about the worst case scenarios. What if I missed my connecting flight? What if this turned into an overnight ordeal? What if my bags were lost? I tried to call customer service for my airline, but of course, the lines were busy. Then, in the middle of all this chaos, I remembered something that had been tucked away in the back of my mind for months. My travel insurance. It's not the most glamorous thing to think about, but in that moment, I knew it could be the thing that would keep me from losing my mind. I pulled out my phone, logged into my account, and sent a message to auras.insure. Yeah, that's what I use for travel insurance. I'd gotten it on a whim before the trip, thinking I'd probably never need it. But guess what? Here I was stuck in an airport, in limbo, with a lot more questions than answers. I'll be honest. At first, I wasn't even sure what kind of help I could get. Was it just for emergency medical stuff? Or did it extend to flight delays? The response from auras.insure was lightning fast. They sent me a list of options. I could be reimbursed for my food and lodging, get help finding new flights, or even get assistance if I missed a connection. I couldn't believe it. I was just expecting them to maybe give me a refund for some random service. But no, it was like they had my back in ways I didn't even realize. Within minutes, they helped me secure a new flight with a better connection, and they also made sure I could get food vouchers to cover my meal while I waited. It was one of those moments where I genuinely felt relieved, like a weight had been lifted off my chest. So, there I was stuck in an airport, but now I wasn't alone. Sure, the delays kept dragging on, and yeah, I still had a few hours to go. But I felt empowered, not helpless. My travel insurance wasn't just some random add-on I had forgotten about. It was actually doing something when I needed it the most. I guess if there's one takeaway from all this, it's that travel insurance isn't something you want to take for granted. It's not just about the big emergencies, the accidents, or the health scares. It's also about the small, unexpected things that can throw off your entire trip, like getting stuck in an airport with no one to turn to and no idea how to make it better. In the end, my new flight took off on time, I made my connection, and I finally made it home. But you know what? It could have been a completely different story without that travel insurance. If you travel often, or even if you're just heading out for a quick trip, I'd honestly recommend checking out auras.insure. It's not an advertisement, it's just a little travel insurance hack I wish I'd known about sooner. I'm not saying it's the magic fix to every travel woe, but it sure saved me that day. It's one of those things you don't think you'll need, until you do. Anyway, I hope my experience helps and maybe even saves you a little stress the next time your flight gets delayed. You just never know when that little safety net will make all the difference. Trust me, it's worth it.